Here are some life lessons that I have learned along the way, and I'm going to share them with you. And some of them you may have heard before. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. Friendships should be about connecting, going out, having good times, exploring interests and hobbies together. If you have friends that constantly bring drama and problems and chaos, you probably need to let them go. I personally have a rule of only allowing a friend to have one serious challenge per year. As a friend, I don't want to do heavy lifting for my friends. I choose to have fun with my friends and show up and support my friends, but I also expect my friends to be problem solvers. Anything else is out of my scope and they need to seek professional help. It's always better to invest in experiences versus stuff. And so experiences are things that are just you'll remember and you'll hold on to for a lifetime. Stuff can come and go, and it usually ends up as clutter or in the donation pot. People can still say that they are your friend and stab you in the back at the same time. Never believe what a person says. Always, though, trust in what they do, because behavior is going to typically be a better indicator of the type of character a person has, because people have learned how to tell you what you want to hear. You don't need to have boundaries unless you're around people that you are not aligned with, especially with core values. If you are connecting with people that you guys are on similar wavelengths and you have similar core values, they're going to speak your language and understand and not violate boundaries typically. Boundary breakers are typically people that want to push the envelope habitually, right? Habitual boundary breakers, I should say. They want to push the envelope. They may be of a lower frequency. I would say focus on aligning yourself with your tribe that is equally yoked in core values, and you probably won't have as many challenges around boundaries and communication. Learn to love spending time by yourself and living by yourself before, shacking up with someone or being in a relationship with someone. A lot of times when you hate being alone, that will drive you to put up with some poor behavior in relationships for the simple fact that you don't like being alone. If you love to learn yourself and being in your own space, then you've mastered a lot of the complications that comes along with relationships. So loving self first, loving self, loving spending time alone with self, that can be very healing and very therapeutic, and you won't make fear-based decisions when it comes to attachment or relationships. Part of getting burned in relationships, friendships, by your job, those are life lessons. That everyone's journey is different, everyone's timeline is different, but we are expected to go through life, and life is hard, it's challenging, it has twists and turns. People have things that are dealt to them that other people don't have dealt to them, and that is okay. It is your experience. You don't need to compete with anyone. You don't need to catch up to anyone. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone. You just need to live in the present, experience life as you experience it, and be okay with that. Remember, tomorrow is another day, so you get a chance to wake up and start everything all over again. Never give people a second chance to betray you. Friend, foe, family, co-worker, whomever. I never give people another chance to betray me. One betrayal, one sign of disrespect is more than enough. We don't need to talk about it, and I don't need to understand why you did it or what you were going through at the time you did it. All I need to know is that you did it, and that's more than enough for me. This is cliche, but every rejection is redirection. Very cliche, but the things that I used to sort of like perseverate on and think that I did wrong, everything actually worked out okay, and I feel much better because of it. Always have hobbies. Hobbies are the best way to explore yourself creatively and to just get lost in your own world, and feel productive without having to work. And so I have several hobbies and various different interests, all of which I love and that I'm proud of. And I can certainly stand back and admire, the work and creativity that I've done. And so I love hobbies. I love looking at other people's crafts. And so I think that is a form of enrichment that isn't given enough credit. I also continue to read. When I was younger, I, got an award for, spelling bees and writing book reports. And those are, it sounds, I know, cliche or corny, but those are things that I still actively practice. And it's actually part of my career now, where people will ask me, professionals, they will send me their book and ask me to review it so that people can hear what I have to say about the stuff that they've written, because people trust my judgment and my criticism. It's okay to meet someone or miss someone who has treated you poorly in the past, right? As most of you may know, abusive relationships aren't always linear, right? There's usually some good that goes with the bad, and that's okay to miss them at times. That makes you human. However, missing someone is not a reason to go back to someone. People who hurt you and disrespected you knew what they were doing all along. Whether or not they own up to it is a different story, but most people know when they were acting way out of pocket with you and shouldn't have disrespected you. Typically speaking, in my case, I've had a lot of people that have come to some sort of epiphany and want to circle back, weeks, months, years later, and have a conversation about it. I'm not open for that. I don't harbor any resentment or any ill will. I hope that everyone's doing okay, but I'm not necessarily open to that. And that's just for me. I don't know if that works for you. I think it's a really good idea to get used to being alone, especially if you speak out against injustice. Usually when you speak out against injustice or abuse, like in real time, I'm not talking about social media clout, I'm talking about in real time, in everyday situations, abuse in the family, abuse of children, abuse in politics, abuse in the workplace. When you stand up and call people out, usually other people will fall by the wayside. They will not speak up. They will act like they don't know you, or they may even betray you. And so this being an advocate, in real time, no one talks about it. It's not a glamorous job, but it's not supposed to be. It just means that you gotta, make sure that you get back every time that someone, knocks you down. Get back up every time. Being comfortable, being isolated, being in a place where no one's going to publicly say that they're your friend, but they may try to, support you quietly behind closed doors when no one's watching. So that's one thing that I've learned is like, I'm okay with being the only one to say it, and I'm being okay with exacting a consequence based off of the things that I say. Lastly, there's no need for me to keep up with the Joneses. I am the Joneses.